Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of. Let's get right into it, man. So they looking for Moneybagg Yo because they want to know exactly what he was doing in the Bentley, who he gave to it, who he was driving, because there's no reason for the Bentley and Moneybagg Yo to be in front of the Young Dolph thing, right in front of the cookie shop. One thing y'all got to understand is they found out whose Bentley truck that was anyways. They already know that it's tied to Yo Gotti and CMG, and that Moneybagg Yo and his girl was using it. So it's like they really want to know who did they give that to use that day. That's going to be their way out. If Moneybagg Yo, he gets a chance right now to blame it on somebody else. So if he really knows who it was, or know if he was driving or whoever, the Yo Gotti limo driver, they going to basically throw him under the bus and let them know about how, oh, it was somebody driving, whether it was Black Youngster driving, because they saying that the dude who wore the Bass Pro Shop hat looks awfully a lot like Black Youngster, because they started looking at the picture a lot more and more, the freeze frame, and they seen the dude was chunky underneath the gray sweats. And so that fits the description exactly for Black Youngster, allegedly. Everything alleged now. What y'all got to understand is that since they already know everything about, they basically know who did this, who's in on it, who's involved and connected and everything like that. But they moving slow with it because you already know that with the whole RICO and the way everything is that they really hiding and destroying they burning a lot of the stuff. Like the print, they polished the fingerprints off of the whole Bentley. Like it used to be Young Dolph's New York hat in the Bentley. How did Young Dolph's New York hat, the same one that he wore with the yellow shirt, end up in the back of the Bentley? Because there's only two reasons they would do that. And the thing is that if they was to have it, either they took it from him or they were bringing it back to JayZ, because Dolph doesn't really wear New York hats. He doesn't buy New York hats. So it's either JayZ must have gave him that hat, the same hat that he was wearing with the yellow t-shirt the last time y'all saw him at the gas station. And it was people saying that inside that Ruth Chris parking lot, the shoe and the hat fell. And as soon as they opened the door, they threw dude in the back seat. The hat fell and the shoe fell because it was a whole struggle. After they closed the door, you see the door open up and the arm reach out one more time and they grab the hat off of the concrete ground in the parking space, but they leave the shoe right there by the dashed lines telling you where to park at. And so the thing is that Dolph was just in New York, so he could have easily got that hat from JayZ. It's no issue to get that hat from JayZ because it's a New York hat. JayZ wears it. And it's like the thing is Dolph, he would wear a Memphis hat or something like that. He don't usually be out there buying the hats. He gets them for free. So it's like, why is it that they trying to take that back? And they found shoes, they found little different things. Like there's a lot of stuff. Even in the Makitas, it was the fact that he had a coat on and the coat wasn't found. Like it's cold. It's in the middle of end of November at that time, and so you gotta understand that it's cold outside. If Maurice took 5 minutes to warm up the Lincoln before he pulled right up right after Dolph, then it makes sense for Dolph to have a coat on too. And so exactly, that's why everybody got to really look at it. Like that's why it took Marcus Thornton so long to get his backpack off and put the Draco in together, is because he took the bag off, but he had the coat on and it got stuck in the hoodie, because the way that the bag was, it was not just a backpack, it was a sling over. And when you wear the sling over, you know, you have the strap over your shoulder and head. So he has to duck his head. And when he pulls it up, the hood part gets caught. And so that made him stall to where he couldn't bust. By the time that he was running out the door, firing back, the dudes was already turning the corner and going up the street. And they said Yo Gotti actually knows all of the people from the cookie shop, because Yo Gotti got the Privé restaurant, Maurice and all that, they got the cookie shop. They both in the restaurant industry. When Privé and them, when Yo Gotti is restocking on desserts for the Privé restaurant, he goes straight to Makitas to get the distributor for the desserts, man. These dudes is going to the same places to get their items for their groceries and all that. So of course they gonna know each other. They in business with each other. And so that's why Yo Gotti got all of the restaurants like tied to him in some type of way. That's why Raven wanted to be CMG, because she sees how they did Privé. She wanted Yo Gotti to give her a second Privé restaurant in her name so she could get more money off of it. And that's how she gonna be able to be tied up with CMG. And so the fact that Dolph had, Dolph might have had a lot of ties in with the cookie shop too, because people were saying that they heard it was a stash spot. They had $100K in the safe. They had over $2 million in cashier's check in Dolph's name that he was coming to pick up. And so all of that, it kind of makes sense, because Yo Gotti got that restaurant over there. Then he made friends with the Makita's restaurant, cookie shop, who low-key had Dolph as a customer and using it as a stash spot, maybe even as an investment piece, right? To get the snacks out there. And the thing is that that's how CMG had to have known when Yo Gotti was popping up at the restaurant or not, is because they got it all connected each other. The business owners of the restaurants all talk to each other. They be asking, oh, you got any celebrity promoters coming through? And, Raven could easily be, she would love to brag about and talk about how they having Dolph come and Dolph ate our cookies and he's giving us free promo and we finessed him in front of the white truck to shoot a free video for us and all that. And so they could have easily been telling Yo Gotti the whole entire time of who's been coming in and out of that shop. Like, don't forget that it was 2 weeks before people was breaking into the back, taking their whole register and just snooping in through the offices, because they knew that there was something in there. The $2 million in cashier's checks and $100,000 in cash in the safe. They know it was there, but they didn't know it was in the safe. They didn't know where the office was. So when they came through that back door, they just went to the counter and hopped it over and hit that little plastic thing that made it to where it separates the customer ordering and the people who's at the register. And they was looking through the refrigerators of the back kitchen. They really got the place for food. But if they would have looked harder, they didn't know that the $2 million was right there behind them the whole time. And that was 2 weeks before. So in that 2 week span, they must have been studying and figured out, wait, that bread has to be in that safe. So when Dolph pulls up to pick up the $2 million in cashier's check and everything out the safe in the cookie shop, then that's when they're going to roll up on him and get him. But they needed the intel. They needed the word and the heads up from the people on foot, in the ground, on the field, to let them know, okay, hey, Dolph on his way. Okay, he just pulled up in the Camel. Go ahead and ride down the block. Like, they needed people to tell them these exact instructions. Otherwise, the only other way that they would have had an upper hand edge advantage on Dolph to know exactly when he was coming in and out of the cookie shop is if they had a live feed of the cameras in the entire cookie shop. They can do that. You can watch cameras on your phone now, and you could be in a completely different place, a whole different city or town. And so if Raven was trying to get cool with CMG like that, and Yo Gotti got the Privé restaurant, and they got ties, they know the cookie shop people, then who's to say that they don't have a login to watch the footage live to see Dolph walking in and everything happening, so they know when to send the people and when to look and everything like that. That's got to be a whole lot of alleged things. And so everything alleged. So you got to understand to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below. I'm going to catch you later.